Okay, hello everyone, it's Sunday, so let's take a look at what happened in the world over the past week in the field of urbanism. By the way, I make these episodes weekly, so subscribe to the channel not to miss the future content. And before we start, I'd like to thank to all my amazing Patreon supporters. The Belgian city of Liège is restoring a tram line in the city center. Liège is a city of 195,000 people within the city borders, but with its agglomeration of about 500,000, it's the largest agglomeration of Wallonia, the French-speaking part of Belgium. The city has been building its brand new tram line for a few years now, and actual tram work started in 2019. And after the first test run in the area of the future depot, the time has finally come and the first tram has reached the city center on its own, 60 years after the former lines 1 and 4 were closed at the same location. It is a French-style modern tram using 100% low-floor bidirectional Cough Airbus 100 trams, and with 2.65 meter wide and 45 meters long, this tram will bring a huge capacity increase over the current buses. The trams will have batteries and will operate without wires in some sections of the route to preserve the city views. The full launch of the 11.7 kilometer line is planned for spring 2025. Preparatory works on a northern extension have already started, and a southern extension was also planned, but the newly formed Walloon government is planning to review the budgetary and legal framework of the extensions, as they were about to cost 3 times the initial foreseen budget. Given the contractor has made significant losses on the initial section, they have severely increased the price for the extensions. So this could mean full or partial cancellations of the extensions in the future, but this is not sure.
A few moments later.
And now it is for sure. Just when I was preparing the new script, I got the message that the Wallonian government has decided to scrap all the extensions. They will be replaced by extra busway services, which is the new network of high-quality bus lines they already wanted to implement together with the new tram line. But still, the new tram line will serve the city center and quite a lot of its important destinations, and will still be a very big step forward, as it will really become the backbone of the network. And in the end, there is still a chance that sometime in the future the tram network development will become relevant again. After years of planning, the Swedish city of Uppsala has finally started construction of a tram line, which is to be the 5th in Sweden after Stockholm, Gothenburg, Norrköping and Lund. The final budget isn't known yet, but the project itself has already cost the city 166 million Swedish kronor, which is about 15 million euros. But despite the start of construction, not all sections of the future tram line have a design, and it is generally not clear how they will be laid. Unfortunately, 333 trees will have to be cut down to lay the new tram tracks, which is a unique case for the city, but to keep the balance, the city authorities are going to plant 354 new trees instead, using large-sized seedlings. And by the way, about Gothenburg. The first of 16 new generation trams was delivered to the city, manufactured by guess who? Yes, Alstom. The new M34 tram is 45 meters long, 12 meters longer than the current longest model in the city, and can accommodate 306 passengers. And which is also important, that all entrances are barrier-free. The new tram will first be tested in the city, and it is planned to start carrying passengers in December this year. The entire batch of trams is to be delivered to the city by 2025. In Milwaukee, they plan to build the new world's tallest wooden skyscraper. The tower will have 55 floors, which will make it the tallest wooden skyscraper in the world. The skyscraper, which is currently unnamed, is designed by Michael Green Architecture, whose founder is a pioneer of modern wood construction and has played a significant role in popularizing modern large wooden buildings in North America. The total construction budget will be about $700 million, and the complex will include housing, offices, retail space and the hotel rooms. Most likely, this skyscraper will have a concrete core to support it because so far the tallest all-wooden building is Mjøstårnet in Norway with 85 meters of height, and everything higher has so far involved at least some concrete reinforcement. I guess many people may find the idea of a wooden skyscraper strange and risky, so it is important to clarify that in such cases they use not just wooden logs but special multi-layer glued beams treated with fire retardants, which can even better resist fire than steel, for example, because they only char and don't completely catch fire. Such beams are also very strong, but at the same time lighter and more flexible than concrete. Meanwhile, in Australia, they started research drilling for the business case of a high-speed rail line from Sydney to Newcastle. Oops, sorry, that's the wrong photo. This one, Newcastle. The government has pledged to allocate $500 million to plan the line itself as well as to protect the corridor. The data collected from the drilling will help determine the proposed depth of the new rail tunnels, the geological and geotechnical conditions for crossing the Hawkesbury River, and the challenges associated with crossing the escarpment to the Central Coast and Newcastle. The government expects the business case to be ready by the end of 2024. Currently, the Sydney to Newcastle intercity rail line is the busiest in Australia, carrying 14.9 million passengers a year. Of course, this is a very early stage and the actual construction is quite far away, but the idea is very promising. The Indonesian Ministry of Transport has announced the start of construction of a bus rapid transit system in Bandung in 2025. The Greater Bandung line will be 21 km long and will cover the Greater Bandung area, namely Bandung City, Chimay City, West Bandung District and part of Samadang District. The total budget is estimated around $80 million and completion is scheduled for 2027. Meanwhile, Vilnius, the capital of Lithuania, is renewing its trolleybus fleet and has already received 20 new Škoda 32TR trolleybuses to replace the old 14TR model. And this is only a small part of the order, as the city has purchased 91 trolleybuses for a total of 52 million euros. This order also includes a contract for the supply of spare parts required for the regular maintenance during the first 5 years of operation. The rest of trolleybuses are expected to be delivered by the end of 2025. These trolleybuses are powered by traction batteries that provide an autonomous range of at least 20 kilometers. In addition, the vehicles are equipped with modern camera systems for improved traffic monitoring, as well as the mirror-eye system, which replaces conventional external side mirrors, ensuring the safety of both passengers and pedestrians. Just recently, I spoke about the launch of new Stadler trains on the Caltrain line, and today there is more news about it. This time they signed a contract to extend the Caltrain line to downtown San Francisco, and this is very cool news because it can make the train much more convenient for a huge number of passengers. This extension project, named Portal, will extend Caltrain service from its current end station at 4th and King Streets to the Salesforce Transit Center, which is also slated to be the future terminus of the California high-speed rail corridor from Los Angeles through the Central Valley. The new line is expected to serve an average of about 90,000 passengers per day, providing connections to 11 public transportation networks in the Bay Area. Project for this extension is currently complete by 30%. The total cost of construction is expected to be around $10 to $12 billion, one-third of which is to be financed by the federal government, and new rail line is scheduled to open in 2032. And this is all the news for this week. Thanks for watching and see you next time.